music industry, it has a lot of opportunities. That idea that it creates this scarcity of product. So this kind of makes it a bit exclusive and a bit elitist, and and there's an opportunity there for artists to create that kind of buzz around it. So, like, for instance, Akon is skipping releasing his album through a traditional publishing house and going straight to releasing it as an NFT. And I think that cutting out the middleman, for artists who are already established, I think is really exciting. I worry that it excludes artists who don't have that market base already, or it just makes it a bit harder for them. And so that's one thing that I'd like to hear more about. I know that last week, a Michael Jackson song, the songwriter has released 10% of ownership to that song via an NFT, which I think is really interesting, because that kind of how it transfers into that value in the real world is really fascinating. So, like, NFT tickets that get you exclusive access to a VIP area or unlock something is really neat. But then on the other side, there's the environmental impact, which I think is important to mention. And then, why I think NFTs are really cool and interesting is because they have that exclusivity and that scarcity. And I think that's really what it has going for it. I think on the flip side of that, they have the potential to breed greater inequality and to be very exclusive, and the rich get richer, and the poor aren't involved.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something we're thinking about all the time. Web 3.0 is actually much more interesting to me than NFTs. I have learned more about utility coins recently. I think utility coins could be really interesting. So my understanding of this, please correct me if I've got this wrong, is that a utility coin, unlike other cryptocurrencies, isn't something that goes up or down in value. There's an established amount. And an artist, I know that Dua Lipa is looking at this at the moment, could say to her fans, okay, if you do this thing for me, you can earn some Dua Lipa coin. And you can add up that coin, and at the end of it, exchange it for something valuable that you like. So if you share my latest post on Instagram, if you like and follow me on some other platforms, say this new platform I want to drive you to, maybe I've set up my own social media platform. If you come and follow me on there, you get a load of Dua coin. You can transfer that so that when my next tour goes on sale, you can buy front row tickets at a really cheap price.
Wow,
and
that's cool.
That's a really nice way of saying I'm not, it doesn't feel so exploitative, because unlike V-Bucks or something in Roblox, or you don't have to spend money on doing that. There isn't a monetary value to it in terms of it'll serve you if you're a rich person already and you can buy your way to the front, because you can do that with actual money, right?
Yeah.
This way it's activating your fan base in a way that helps you as an artist, but also there's a material benefit for them as well. So I'd like to see that as a different option, where there's less speculation, there's less just turning it into merch or something that ends up as a commercial opportunity. It feels like there's more of a symbiotic relationship between fan and artist. Yeah.
Like, as an up-and-coming artist, I'm not sure how we would fit in with the NFT space still, and how we could kind of operate in that ecosystem. So I think there's a long way to go in terms of like developing technology to be able to kind of help everybody, like artists wise. Just
what Tom kind of highlighted a little bit, that it does feel like there's a little bit of a sinister side to NFTs. Like, how do you feel as an artist? And the reason why I ask is, we had a chat about TikTok earlier and the pressures of an artist to use TikTok now.
Yeah, there is always a pressure, isn't there? Like, as soon as something new comes out, especially if you're quite new and you're trying to adapt all the time as an artist, like take on these new platforms and these new kind of methods to connect to people. You suddenly think, oh God, what shall I do? But it's always adapting. So it's just about having conversations and seeing how, what the trajectory is, and just like learning as you go, I guess.
What I like about it actually is that it's now opened people up to cryptocurrency in a way that they weren't accepting before, which is really cool, because I think it's really necessary for us to go down that route anyway. As a people, as a culture, I think it's really important that we start to look at alternative monetary systems than the ones that the powers that be own. Because if we're talking about cynicism, we have to talk about the governments of the world that control all of the exchange rate mechanisms and all that kind of stuff. That's where the cynicism really is. What crypto technology does, what NFTs do, is flatten the playing field and create 100% accountability, and also give everybody opportunity to leverage what they have. Which is why I like the idea of an NFT where somebody says, okay, I'm going to give up 10% of my future royalties in return for people investing in my project. So now you're investing in a project.